Hello.
Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Vara and Virtue Show. Wicked, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm feeling better. I was like a little sick,
Yeah, last week it was rough
and
for you,
yeah,
I know.
a little bit. And then yesterday, I had like one of those headaches that just like was wrapped around like my entire head, brain, everything. I was
Oh,
like, I'm dying.
felt like your
So
brains are being like squeezed
yeah,
from
it
your
was
head and like your
like
life force is being sucked from your body. Yeah.
yeah, and like when you're trying to sleep and you can't sleep on your side because it hurts more. So I had to like prop myself up a little bit and sleep kind of like that.
Ugh,
Oh
that's
gosh.
terrible.
They're the worst, just the worst.
Yeah, I hate that.
But better now.
That's
I
good.
It's been a good year so far for movies, so I'm really excited about that because I enjoyed Michael so much. Saw it twice
Yes.
already, and I'm gonna go a third time. I was just telling Vera I want to go see it in IMAX now. It's refreshing. I know we used to get this a lot, right? Like it's been a long time, but where there'd just be all these bangers released one at a time. We had the Project Hail Mary, we had the Mario movie, we have Michael. That even if you're not into them, the critics, whatever, right? But even if people aren't into them, like fans are loving them so much. So it's just so refreshing to see it.
Well, that happens with video games too. So it's like at like the end of February, we had like a major rush of video games with games like Resident Evil coming out. And then like mid to late March, we didn't have a lot coming out. And then like April, we've had a couple of games, but now we're in the middle of, oh, you have Mouse PI for Hire, you've got Pragmata, you have Sorrows, you have Replaced, and it's like now
Mhm.
we're gonna go another bunch of weeks without anything coming out. I think that is such a bad situation because while yes, I do get that all of these companies view each other as competition, right? And they don't want to plan sort of their games on other companies' schedules. I think that they'd make so much more money if they actually like took their competition a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, it used to be like that.
Yeah.
All of these like businesses. That's why. Okay, that was a perfect example of that is TV stations. They used to be
Hmm.
in competition with each other, but now that they're streaming, it's I guess the streaming giants are kind of in competition with each other, but it's not as severe as it used to be. Like a Friday night lineup for like ABC and Fox, like going head to head, like who's gonna have the better show, stuff like, and that's why we
Right.
got such good shows. And like I would say like the early 2000s is probably what it ended. Maybe like 2015 ish. We'll say I'll be generous. Like that's when it's kind of started declining, because I think of like when we all used to sit around TVs and watch at the same time, and then you go to school the next day or work, whatever, and you're talking about the same show. You
Everything
don't
felt
really
like
get
an
that.
event.
Yeah,
And it's like,
exactly.
sure, you might have something that will release, and then you want to talk to people about like the episode or whatnot, maybe the next day. But I could watch it at 8 p.m. and you could watch it at 2 a.m. because it's streaming. And so
Mhm.
anybody could basically watch it from that point on whenever they wanted. Hey, unless it's like Willow and then Disney gets rid of it a couple of weeks later, you can never watch it again. But in general, it makes it easier. So then yeah, like streaming services might release their biggest drop on a Friday morning or a Friday afternoon, but it's not like, oh, you have to compete directly in a time slot.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not the competition just isn't. I feel like they're not as worried about it as it used to be, which is
Yeah,
unfortunate for us because, yeah, we don't get that many good TV shows. There's still some good ones. I'm not gonna hate on the
there
few,
are.
but not
They know.
everyone watches them though. You know what I mean? Like we'll be in something like, oh my gosh, you haven't seen this, you're not watching this. Like, no.
No.
I would say that like one of the last bigger ones would probably be what was it? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank right now. The Korean game show one.
Oh, Squid Game.
Squid Games, yeah, thank you, Squid
Yeah.
Game. That but even some people didn't watch it. I didn't watch that the first season it dropped. Like everybody was so obsessed with it. I watched that right before the second season and then just watched them together.
Yeah. I mean, season one was better than season two by far. in my opinion. That's one of those
Oh
things that
yeah.
I think they shouldn't have done a continuation for because the first season was so special, but it made them a lot of money and they wanted to test the waters yet again. But you are right. Like for content creators like us, some things we have to sort of now like watch what the second that they drop. Very rarely though do I even want to. It's like Stranger Things. I didn't have like this super high level of excitement for Stranger Things, but I watched it because I was talking about it. Though with something like Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I was hyped for that and I thought that it ended up being great, so I don't regret watching it very quickly. But there's just
Mhm.
so much stuff that you might watch casually like weeks or months later just because you have nothing else to watch. But when there's so many things releasing at the same time, it's like you have to prioritize the good and the bad.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, Night of the Seven Kingdoms was like a pleasant surprise. I was
Yeah.
like not I was like, "Oh, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it." But then like you and a few other people were like, "No, it's really good. You got to watch it." And I don't regret it, and it was really good. It kind of surprised me, but I mean, I didn't read the book, so I had no idea what I was walking into, but it was fun. And I hope the second season is good. I hope so.
If it's not, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna
I
be
know.
so furious. I'm not gonna be a happy camper. But fingers crossed, there were quite a few changes from the source material that they made. And as we generally see with things like The Witcher, the first season starts out really good, even if it does make some changes from the material it's working with. But then as the seasons go on, it gets significantly worse. And George R. R. Martin is well known at this point for causing issues with the people on these productions. So it's all fun and dandy until he pisses off Ira Parker, the showrunner, who made sure it was so close to the source material. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to ruin it for everybody.
I wonder if he does that on purpose because he's like, I don't want these to be better than my books.
I don't know. It is an interesting thought almost because you have a usually pretty big divide on show fans versus book fans because even like the base series did differ from the source material quite a bit and left out so many amazing characters and they kind of toned the magic down a lot. But at this point, I just feel like George R. R. Martin feels like he's untouchable and so he doesn't really care if somebody likes the shows more than his books in a way because he feels like, well, it's still like my product.
That's fair. That makes sense. It's nice to see that you actually also. We probably talked about this before, but I
What
got
haven't
like
we talked about before, to be
I
fair?
know the Witcher. Like me, I said I don't. I actually think it was our stream. Never mind. It was a clip from me and you talking about it, and me saying that I liked the first season, and some people in the chat like comments were not happy about that. I'm like, well, I came into it not playing the games at that point, not reading the books, and just knowing what I know about the lore from people that had, and even
Yeah.
they did. Most like my friends that read the books and played the games were like, yeah, this is they changed some stuff, but I don't think changing stuff when it doesn't completely ruin the story it's okay to
Yeah.
do that, or if it adds to the story. But doing stuff like making Dandelion, like what do they make him buy? I don't even know now. He's
Yeah, I
just
don't
gay,
know.
whatever the heck. I didn't watch. I didn't suffer
He's a
through this last
queer
season.
icon. Duh.
Yeah, even I know just from clips that I've seen and from what I've been told that he was kind of like a womanizer in
He
the
was, yeah.
yeah in the books and game, right?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
I agree. Like, and hey, listen, if anyone's gonna be pissed off, you could be pissed off at me more because I've read all the books. I love the books. I have played all the games, love the games. I thought this first season of the show was not bad. Sure, I didn't think it was like a 10 out of 10, but I thought it was like an 8 out of 10. I thought that it
It's
was pretty
entertaining.
good all around. It was entertaining, right? It's not like they, took one element of the source material and then 95% of the rest was completely new or unique. Like, I don't expect every adaptation to be a complete one to one. I expect, though, it to capture the essence of the material, and I thought that it did that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
listen,
And they had
okay.
to ruin it as usual.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes we like things and then they get ruined. just what
That's why we're
happens.
scared. We're like, oh, we like, Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yes, I like it, please. Yeah, keep me liking it. Don't ruin it. Yeah. It feels like I say I'm gonna like something or that I did like something, and then they hear that and they go bet, and then they completely ruin it going
Like, oh, you
forward.
like it? Hold my beer. Hold on.
Yeah, for
Let me ruin
every
your life.
1,000 likes we get, we're gonna do 10,000 bad things so you dislike it.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. Hokies, thank you so much for the 10. Do you know why it is so hard to lose weight after Thanksgiving? Because you can't quit eating cold turkey. You're not gonna get a full laugh out of me because I did read it when the dono came in, so I did cheat a little bit, but A for effort. I appreciate that. Cajun Corey, thank you for the 5. What do you call 66% of a poop? 2 turds. No. No.
Oh
That's like 3
no.
laughs in a row you've got out of me. I need to be more depressed and more angry so you get less laughs. Thank you for the 5. And Corey, thank you for the 5. 2 beautiful ladies on YouTube, and you don't have to show your parts for attention. How crazy how that works. Listen, if women want to show cleavage on the internet and they want to try to gain a career based on that, hey, they can. I'm not going to tell them they can't, but I am going to judge them based on it. It's the way that it
You're gonna be
goes.
judged.
Yep. That's the way it goes. But speaking of source material being absolutely butchered, why don't we start out with the Far Cry story that's been circulating around? Because why not? Let's start this off with getting triggered over news. So, the Far Cry series, we haven't gotten a lot of information based on. It sounded at first like people were generally excited, and when it comes to FX and what happened with something like Alien Earth, I think that a lot of
Mm.
people were in sort of line with each other's thoughts where it started off decent, or at least this is my thought. I thought it started off decent, but it turned out to be really meh because I felt like the ending was just so bad. And that's who's doing this Far Cry show and making this Far Cry statement. Noah Hawley says his Far Cry, first of all, red flag, his series
Yeah.
won't be adapting any of the games, as he thinks audiences skip the story cutscenes in those games. When you play a video game, you only really move forward through the gameplay section, and then you have these cutscenes that you can skip. So when you go to adapt those games, you have to be aware that that makes the human drama kind of irrelevant to the storyline.
Tell me you don't play video games without telling me that you don't play video games. Like what?
Yep.
Who does that? I'm gonna play this video game for the story, but skip. Listen, the only times I've ever skipped a cutscene was on accident. And
Yep.
then I'm like, darn it, like you accidentally hit it on the controller or something. You know what I mean? That is
Yeah.
so stupid. So I don't have input as far as like the story behind Far Cry because I've never played Far Cry, but this sounds like a really retarded take. Like they do this time and time again, and it's so frustrating because they want to get fans of the IP to watch what they're making, but then they don't make a faithful adaptation to it, and then they get mad that the people that are fans don't like it. But it's like, then do something different, make something that's like, I don't know, kind of like Far Cry but not Far Cry. They use the name because they want to get people that like it over there. It just, none of it makes sense to me, and then it just fails and everybody's
Mm-hmm.
mad.
Exactly, but what's even worse here is that they're not adapting any of the games. So there's literally no reason to call it Far Cry. There's so many Far Cry games that they could adapt, so many cool stories, unique aesthetics, but yet not a single one is their point of reference. That is so massively disrespectful. And yeah, when you are taking a video game like Mass Effect and you're adapting it, or The Witcher and you're adapting it, or I know, Halo and you're adapting it,
Mhm.
a lot of these things ended up turning out to be trash or they don't sound very positive. But your whole point is you you should be adapting that material. And the only reason you got to make a series like this is because of the fans, because the game sold well, because there is this fan base. So by making a statement like this, first of all, he's proving how idiotic he is on multiple levels, because in most of the Far Cry games, you can't even skip the cutscene. So, red flag, knows nothing about Far Cry at all. But second of all, yeah, most people, I would say, and I don't have statistics based on this, but I would assume most people do not just skip the cutscenes for games because they feel that they're not important. Sure, sometimes people will skip cutscenes because it's like a side quest. I will skip a good cutscene if I have to, if I do not care about the side quest and I just wanted the reward and I hate the character. Or yeah, if I accidentally skip a cutscene. But most people aren't buying full priced video games to be like, you know what? I hate what half of this experience is. Skip.
Right? Especially the price for I would say the price of games now, but I feel like they've always been high. Even when I was a kid, it was like $50 for a Nintendo game. So I mean, they're not
Yeah,
cheap.
they're
And that
not.
like I get it, like someone in the chat pointed out, like after the second, like when you play a game the second time, you'll skip the cutscenes. Fair enough. Like you've already
Sure.
watched it, or if you're doing a speed run, but that you still watch it the first time because you're interested in the story.
Right. Those are already people that have gotten the full experience and they're just wanting to experience maybe the gameplay again or a specific storyline, or yeah, they're speed running, which is perfectly fine in the grand scheme of things if an average customer does want to skip a cutscene because they're not being handed hundreds of millions of dollars to make a adaptation. But when a director is being handed, what's probably going to be a massive budget, there's going to be thousands of people that work on this, and it's also called Far Cry. Yeah, I mean, I expect you to care about that material. Like, I wouldn't tell Wicked, I'm going to give Wicked $100 million to do an Elden Ring tie-in novel because she hasn't played Elden Ring. Just like I'm sure there's a game that I've never played that it's like, oh, hey, I wouldn't expect somebody to hand me that large amount of money to make an adaptation of that either. And that's just logical.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you're speaking logic, and there's people that just don't have it. So,
What is logic? Yeah,
like
I
you
can't
said,
stand these people.
he clearly has no idea what he's talking about. Since you said Far Cry, most of the games you can't even skip the cutscenes.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
wow.
oh. And saying that it's like that cutscenes basically are like irrelevant to the game is so this pisses me off for so many reasons. Like, that's part of what a video game is. Sure, there's some video games where the focus is solely on the combat and maybe it's got a very light story, vice versa. There are walking simulators like Death Stranding where it's, a large portion of it is a story because Kojima doesn't want to, go to Hollywood yet, or didn't want to go to Hollywood yet. Now he's moving there very quickly. But at the same time, like, this is, in a lot of cases, and especially Far Cry, an important part of the story is the story. So why is it that you think that this is acceptable? It's not. But they don't really care. That's
No,
what sucks the most.
it doesn't even surprise me anymore when they do this. It's just like, why you can make something that is inspired by it. Just don't call it Far Cry. But again, they do that because they want people that like the game to come watch the show, and
Right.
then everyone's just going to be upset. So it's no winning here.
Exactly. And it's not just Far Cry fans that are getting screwed over, or Mass Effect fans for that matter, because this is wild to me. The Call of Duty movie director, Peter Berg, once said people who play war video games are pathetic and weak. Pathetic keyboard courage, can't stand it. Anyone that sits around playing video games for hours, it's weak. Get out and do something. And sure, he said this a long time ago, back in like 2013. So, like, I get that maybe his opinion has changed at this point in time, but on the same hand, it's literally like the studio was like, we need some directors. Let's look at the list of people who applied. And then they typed in into an AI, oh hey, find mentions of video games and Call of Duty on their social media feeds, and the AI flagged this fuck for Call of Duty, and then they're like, hey, he's talked about Call of Duty before, let's do it. And it's for the wrong reason. Like, why is this what people think is acceptable? If I hate something, I'm not going to find a reason to get hired on that project.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, do you think that you can make it better or something?
Right, like if
Or
Sweet Baby Inc. hired me a position, I'm not gonna fucking work for Sweet Baby Inc. because I don't want to work on their shit. It's just that simple.
you can go in there and Trojan horse them.
Yeah, hey, that is true. I mean, I could get their emails, but really, it's like there's so much disrespect. And this has been an
Yeah.
issue for a long time, whether it is just like normies on social media or people in Hollywood. There is a certain level of hatred for gamers, and there's people that disrespect gamers and say, oh, do something with your life, go out and touch grass. Like with Pragmata last week, there were people saying, oh, why are you playing a video game and then boasting about how you feel like you have a family in this video game when you don't even have a family in real life? Get out there and get married and start a family yourself and have your own children. I don't know, bro, because it's entertainment. It's just that simple. People are like
Yeah.
real life elitists because they don't understand
Seriously.
video games and movies and entertainment. They think that you should wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, and repeat.
Pretty much. They're stuck in the same cycle. They're doing what everyone told them to do, living life. They're not all miserable, but some of them are. And then if they see somebody that's actually happy living their life, doing what they can't do or something that they don't have, and this isn't just like about gaming, but it's kind of like that. Like you're enjoying gaming. I have to go to work and do like, work all day and then come home. I'm exhausted. I'm miserable. So you need to be miserable with me, basically. Because
Right,
you see that all the time. Like if you step out and do like a different kind of career and someone is doing a regular like office 9 to 5 that they can't stand, they're
right.
gonna, like, judge you for it, even if you're doing well.
Yeah, it's like I see that post all the time about OnlyFans girls, like the OnlyFans girl buying her fifth house, and I have to go to work, which I understand. There are unfortunately there are issues in the world where life isn't fair, and
Yes.
it could be a wide array of things, and I get that, but also in this case again, like he could have just said, I hate these movie or I hate these games, so I don't want to do this movie. But instead, he's
He's
like,
taking that
no, I'll
payday.
do it. Right.
He's
Like,
probably
what
getting a
the
decent amount of
hell?
money for it too.
Oh, God, yeah. I guess I would say with how much money Call of Duty makes, but last Call of Duty, it doesn't sound like it made that much money. So I don't know about that. But yeah, Call of Duty has notoriously made billions and billions and billions of dollars. So I get why someone would take that payday. I guess maybe for me, I just care too much about things. And it's like, if I don't have input, I'm not going to act like I have the most input or knowledge to put towards something. But that's also, we're talking about Hollywood, and Hollywood's filled with a bunch of hacks and losers and phonies who are narcissistic and egotistical and just want to line their own pockets. So,
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's like that because you get people like that's why Ryan Gosling and Project Hail Mary was so refreshing because he's, what he said too about, we need to make something that people wanna come see, but
right.
most of Hollywood does not feel that way. They feel entitled, like, "Hey, I made this, so you need to come see it, and you need to like it, and I don't wanna hear your input of disliking it. You're a chud if you don't like it,"
The
all you're an
chuds.
istaphobe, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't expect anything better from these people, but they can always disappoint me. I'd love for them to act differently, but they never do. Also, you're getting called out in chat. What the heck, Wicked? Wicked is texting someone.
Well, you know what,
LOL.
Jay? Maybe now I won't help you set up your Rumble if you want
Jay,
to call me out. Oh
yeah,
wait,
Jay,
hold
don't make me
on.
bring up the fucking Dan Vasc image. I'll do it.
It is her wallpaper.
I wasn't gonna, but if you're gonna be mean to Wicked, I have to defend her. I have to white knight. I'll pull that shit up. It'll only take me 2 seconds to find.
Because she's got it on her wallpaper. No.
I mean, basically, I might as well download it now and just put it as the fucking background behind us for 10 minutes segment.
She probably has a little like desktop icon of it.
I forgive you, but will Wicked forgive you? That's the question. See,
5-minute timeout.
If she doesn't, if she doesn't forgive you, I mean, I have to embarrass you. It's the way that it goes. But yeah. I guess we'll see how these shows turn out. But I mean, I expect it to be like Halo, where it completely doesn't follow source material at all, except for like, I don't know, armor sets, the names of factions, and then like a couple character names, and that's basically it. That depressed me a lot. I love Halo.
Aww.
And that was so horrendous. I don't want to see Master Cheeks getting his special time with his special lady, you know? And it's not even his lady, like in the games and the source material, and I don't know. I don't like the Master Cheeks show. It was horrendous. And also the Pedro Pascal Mandalorian fad needs to die, where like he constantly takes his helmet off. I hate that.
The Mandalorians aren't supposed to do that. So he did that in the beginning. I think, didn't they? I don't know if this came out or if this was just speculation that he did that to make sure they couldn't replace him.
I think it was speculation, but honestly, it's very believable.
It is. Because, I mean, why else would they do that? Because he wasn't, like, really a household name at that point. He wasn't a poll. I wouldn't say he's a draw now, I guess, for the TikTok Gen Z girls.
Oh my god, it's Daddy! Shut the fuck up, bro. Holy mother
He doesn't like you. He likes, I'm pretty sure he likes men, okay? Sorry,
out of the billions of images of men that are online, you decide to simp for the one of Pedro Pascal? Holy fuck. Some people's standards are just very low, I guess. But yeah, he's like not even into women, so maybe like find somebody who actually is interested in your gender. Crazy, I know.
But listen, these people are going wild.
They're mentally ill and delusional, so
those pictures of Steve from Stranger Things, like oh, look at our little nuggets, like that one girl, I know a few people did it, but the one girl in particular, like, did AI pictures of them having a baby, like him without a shirt on holding a baby.
That's so insane.
Tell me you've seen that. You didn't see it?
I don't think so.
And then it was weird. I think Disparu pulled it up on Saucy, and I was like, I'm gonna like throw up. This is so uncomfortable. Like poor guy. I wouldn't want to.
That's insane. Also, it's insane that it's been 6 months since like chapter 1 of Stranger Things came out.
Wow.
Yeah, because it came out at the beginning of December or the end of November, I think, and then the second part came out on Christmas.
Yeah, time is flying by.
It is. Saw, thank you for the 5. Hi, listening to you at work. I did not want to be at home because we just lost our 16-year-old dog this morning. You both look beautiful tonight. I'm sorry to hear that. It always is tough to lose a pet. That is for sure. My condolences.
Yeah.
JD, thank you for the 5. I would skip a cutscene if I watched it once, but I have to watch it again because I died in game. Yeah, that's also true. Like if you're going into a boss arena and there's like a boss cutscene, sometimes I'll watch it like once or twice, but then I just get pissed off having to watch it constantly and being reminded of my failures, so I skip it. So
Yeah, right. Out of frustration.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Glitch Hunter, thank you for the 10. In older Resident Evil games, cutscenes actually cost you game time, so skipping them was essential to get the unlockable weapons it required you to beat the game within a certain amount of time. That is true, but that's sort of like, I don't know, that's kind of getting into like I don't know, I guess not. I was gonna say it's kind of like almost speed running, but it's not because you're right. Like they would require you to beat within a certain time, but like they assume that you can do that. But I think that generally people don't try to get those on like a first playthrough and then like later on, like for me at least, I'll replay something and then like when I used to do achievement hunting, that's when I would go back through. Oh yeah, I have my Resident Evil 2 behind me by the way. Whee!
Oh, look at because we're talking about Resident Evil.
Woo!
I got the case. I
I'm
didn't open it
so
yet.
jealous.
Thanks,
I need
Ian.
that. That was only in the UK, right?
Yeah, Ian sent it to me, and it took 5 months to send, but it's okay.
Ah, I need to get one. Maybe they're on
Also, since we're
eBay.
talking about cool, maybe you and eBay.
Listen, what's not on eBay?
Look what else I got.
Yoshi.
How
Are you gonna
cute.
play the new Yoshi game that's coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, comes out in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. May 21st, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Resident Evil Requiem
She's
Lenticular
looking it up.
Edition. I am looking it up. How much is it?
I'm sure you can, but I don't know how much it's gonna cost.
$100. That's not that bad, I guess, in the grand scheme of things.
No, because you think about what's not like converted to pounds, right? Because it's someone shipping it from the UK, right? Unless it's
Well,
not.
yeah. So what eBay does is it just tells it to you in dollars,
Mhm.
basically. So it's like $100. But it looks like they're sold out right now. So it's like it comes out in a couple weeks, like another wave of them. It's
Okay.
fine. I'll probably get one because I don't have a physical edition of the base game because I got it on PC.
Yeah, same. That's why I'm like, I was really thankful that Ian sent me that because I'm like, if I got a physical copy, I would prefer, you know,
Yeah,
PS5, and that case is so cool. So
that is true. And Matt Cabal, thank you so much for the 20. I was in the army. All my buddies were gamers. Sure, most of the games we played together were dude bro games, COD, Madden, Halo, but it was a funny way to kick back while off duty. This Berg guy is completely out of touch. Yeah, I generally think that, like, when people attack a certain medium, especially a medium that makes hundreds of billions of dollars every single year, it's hard to not view them as being out of touch because video games make so much money. I mean, half the world's fucking population plays video games on like what is it, a daily basis, I think was the last statistic. And yes, mobile gamers are in there, like more hardcore gamers, those figures are lower. But yeah, I mean, dude bro games are still games, and without the dude bros and their games doing so well, the video game industry today would not be what it is.
yeah, it's so true. And some people just don't understand it. Like, okay, I had friends, I've talked about this so many times, but I had a group of friends and we all used to get together like every Friday night and we would usually play video games. That
Yep.
was our thing. Like whether it was like some kind of like Mario Kart or Smash Brothers, or if it was a story-driven game, we would take turns playing it, or like one person would play it and we all just kind of sat around and watched like a movie.
Yeah.
I loved those days. That was so much fun.
Ah, the good old days.
The good
That
old days. Back in my day, we all played games together.
Yeah, I mean, basically. I used to play so many. I realized this the other week because I was picking up some of like the more nostalgic games for me that like I grew up playing, like some sealed copies, some repurchased copies. But I played a lot of sports games with my mother, like snowboarding games
Aw.
and like Guitar Hero. We played so much random stuff, which was probably like the direct pipeline for me getting into the dude bro games because I
Mhm.
grew up playing dude bro games. So like I just went from sports games to like Call of Duty and Halo. So I guess it makes sense.
It
Am
does.
I transgender? That's what X will say about me now. You are identifying with masculinity. This must mean something.
My mom also got me into gaming. She was a Nintendo girl though.
My mom was a Nintendo as well. I only grew up with Nintendo until my sister got a PlayStation. So
Yeah.
it's the way it goes. But she always
Hmm.
had Nintendos. Yeah, the good old days. Glitch Hunter, thank you for the 10. I have something nobody else has, a Paint Master prototype of Mr. X from the Palisades Resident Evil action figure line. I bought it off of the figure designer himself on eBay. That's pretty cool.
That's really
That's neat.
cool.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of super collectible Resident Evil stuff. I do have like some of like there was like a collectible card game. I also have like obviously the Resident Evil games. Like I have my one is up there, my two's right here. A couple of my other copies are like either behind me or in boxes, but I don't have like statues or artwork or anything, but maybe I need to change that. It's
Yeah.
like
Well,
we were talking about statues before
I've
a
got
couple
a
weeks ago.
couple. I also have him in his bomber jacket from 4, but this was
Yep,
from Wiley, and this was a
it's
third party
great.
seller, and it's so good, but it was a third party seller because even like I said, like you ask Wiley, he knows if something exists or he has it because he's just such a collects a lot of things, and even he said there's not very many like well made Resident Evil statues,
Yeah, unless you're willing to dump like $1,000
and
on
I'm not.
one. See, I would, but for like very specific
It depends.
statues. Like if it was like a dual statue of like Leon and Ada or something, like with their guns out, and they were like it was like large figures that like connect or something, like maybe like magnetically connect, or they could stand separate. That would be really cool, and I'd pay. But then you're technically also paying like $500 per statue. It's just that two that can go together. So like I feel that's fair,
Yeah,
but also everything's expensive. Fuck my life.
first
Uh,
world problems.
I know. Wild. Ken, thank you for the 7 months as a Bronze Titan. The only statue I have is Eldon from Skyrim. Honestly, I don't own a lot of Skyrim merchandise as well. I have like the blanket, I have like some of the collector's edition, like boxes and stuff, but I don't have a lot. I do have a lot of Skyrim copies in general. Over the years, I've collected 12 of them, but a couple of them I got for dirt cheap. So I didn't directly support Bethesda, but a lot of them I did.
Secondhand.
I
Yeah.
know. Wild. And Glitch, thank you for the 10. Resident Evil figures have kind of dried up as official merchandise. Capcom stopped after Operation Raccoon City for some reason, outside of the occasional pre-order bonus statue. Yeah, it's tough because
I'm
it
kind of
is true.
surprised that they didn't have something come out because of 9. Maybe because of how well it did. Maybe now they'll think about it. 'Cause I know they have that one, but that one's weird. Like Leon in the chair. I don't want that. I
Well,
just
that
thought it was
wasn't
kind of weird.
official, was it?
That wasn't official? Okay.
I didn't
Then,
think so. I don't think
okay.
Capcom would sell a statue of shirtless Leon tied to a chair.
That's fair.
I know that they'd put it in the game, but I don't think they'd sell it as a statue, like officially licensed merchandise. I think
Yeah.
they did one of, I know that they're doing one of him standing upright, but I thought they were also doing one specifically of the Requiem. I could be wrong though. Yeah, so they are doing one. I honestly, this to me, this let me bring
Let me
this up.
see it.
This one to me makes, and before I show it, I want to just give you my thoughts so you can go into it being biased. It makes him look like he is straight out of Twilight. I don't know. He just looks
Oh
like a
no.
vampire. He looks so pale and his like skin
Mm.
tone is like flat. And why is IGN's so fucking trash, bro? I'm just trying to look at Leon's face in 4K. Fuck IGN, they're stupid. Sorry, I had to crash
They
out for
are
a minute there.
stupid. No, go ahead and crash out. IGN is retarded.
Yeah, they are. It's true. But I don't know. I just don't. He just looks. I don't know. He just looks like a guy. He doesn't look like Leon.
Yeah, no, that
That's a lot of money too, by the way.
yeah, that's a lot. Who's
So,
creating this? Like, what is the
um, I don't know who is making it, but it is officially licensed.
okay.
So they signed off on this.
I wonder if it's like Sideshow or something.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, it says part of the Capcom figure builders creators model line. I don't know what that
It's
means.
probably not Sideshow because I think if it was Sideshow, it would look much
It would
better,
say, yeah,
and it would look much
probably.
better. Yeah.
But I think it looks bad. And I'm not willing to pay $240 on that.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but speaking of Resident Evil, we did get a little bit of Resident Evil news. And of course, this wouldn't be a V&V episode if we did not talk about RE at least for a minute. Resident Evil
Mm-hmm.
Requiem's director says that players should beat the game ASAP ahead of the mini game DLC. So, I didn't see too many details about this except for what's here. It's unlockable after beating the main story. It's based on battles in the game. It's single player and it's releasing in May. So it might come out next week. Who knows? Could come out in 3
Wow.
weeks. So that's pretty
Ooh,
freaking
that's something.
exciting.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to. I hope it's nice. I hope it's at least like how long do you think it's gonna be? Like it's a DLC. So do you think it's gonna be like
So
an hour maybe? Like nothing
so
too
my thing is it says mini game, but it says based on battles in the game. I think it's going to be a card game.
really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be some like, ooh, card game or like a board game or something like that. Because
Hmm.
I can't think of unless it's maybe like casino games, or I guess it could
Hmm.
also be some sort of like, kind of like with the Retro Realms collection, where it's like an arcade cabinet mini game in a way. S- but like you're just refighting the bosses. I don't know. This part threw me off though, the based on battles in the game.
Yeah.
Because that
I
means like
wonder.
it's got to be like, I would assume similar boss fights or general boss designs. I mean, I'm gonna play it the day that it releases. So yeah,
I
yeah,
think
Resident Evil 9 Pachinko, wouldn't even be shocked.
I hope it's something really good and it has to do with like the decision you made at the end of the game and everything, you know? I hope so.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I feel like this is such a non-descriptor of it though.
It's true. It's they're not
It
really
could
giving us
literally
much.
be anything at this point. So,
Well,
I'm gonna be playing it as soon as it
I hope it's
releases.
good, so we'll get the review immediately. Hopefully I can play as soon as it releases. We'll
Yeah.
see.
I know you've been playing Mouse PI though.
Oh, I'm loving it. It's I didn't watch any gameplay before playing it. Like I only had seen the theaters, wow, the trailers, and I'm like I liked the way it looked, but playing it is totally different. Like it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit meets like Mickey Mouse and LA Noir, and I'm like this is the whole vibe right now, and I'm loving it.
It
It's
really is a good mashup
it
between like
is.
games and genres, and even with all the references that are made in it were really cool.
Yeah, there's so many. Like did they say, or is this just like us being Resident Evil fans? Did they say that the typewriter save is like a callback to Resident Evil, or are
I
we just
think it
thinking that?
I think it very clearly is because there's also in the game, like when you pick up the James gun, there's like the welcome Leon sign. And so there are a lot of Resident
Oh
Evil
yeah,
references
the
in the game. So, like, I think the typewriter is definitely a reference and a callback, which I love. I think that they do such a good job in the game of not constantly beating you over the head with like the same references over and over, but you clearly know what they're inspired by.
yeah, that's true.
But
I'm loving it. Like when they because I'm like, oh, they call it a boomstick. I love it. And then I forgot what happened, what I did to get the achievement. That was like, this is my boomstick. I'm like, okay, these creators are cool. I could hang out with these guys.
yeah, I was shocked to learn that they weren't American, just because
Mhm.
there are a lot of like American references in it. But I would say that after playing the game, it's pretty evenly spread. There's a lot of Japanese references, there's some American references. So I think that they did a really good job just like with making sure the references were, there was a lot of them, but they also were really good ones.
Yeah.
So I
Agreed.
appreciate that. I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
Same.
I
Same.
don't want to spoil anything, but I think that you're gonna love the game overall.
I think I'll finish it. If not next week, the week after, I'll have it finished.
Yeah, fair enough. Corey, thank you for the 5. I have 2 statues. Nathan Drake I got from the collector's edition of Uncharted 3 and the Lara Croft Tomb Raider one that came out last year, I think. That's really cool.
Hmm.
I have a lot of like comic statues. I don't have too many video game ones. Like I got from Limited Run, and I literally pre-ordered it 2 years ago, the Lollipop Chainsaw Collector's Edition for Repop. So that's like a
Ooh.
Juliet statue I need to take out. I have the Shadow of the Erd Tree Collector's Edition. I'm very sad because when Elden Ring came out, I didn't get the base Elden Ring Collector's Edition that had the Melania statue in it. They have gone down a little bit in price on eBay and like online, and you can get them for like $400. But when it came out, it was like 250. So I guess that isn't that much of a price hike, though it's still expensive, especially when I basically just want the single statue.
Yeah, that's true. I have a lot of comic statues as well. I'm trying to think of like the video game ones I have. I have a Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. Um, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. I think I have more, but definitely have a lot more like comic stuff. Like I've got Spider-Man right there, and
Yeah, I have up here, I have my Arkhamverse Nurse Harley statue that I
oh,
love.
that's really cool. The Nurse Harley. I
Yeah.
have just like her regular black and red outfit from the
Oh,
Arkham games.
yeah.
That Harley, yeah.
That one's cool.
So
But
yeah, there we go. That's another video game one.
a lot of a lot of cool statues that either they're like games that you wouldn't be able to find anymore that I technically love, or unfortunately games that I love that just never got statues really hurts my heart. So
I know, I know. I hate that.
that's the way the cookie crumbles. But Glitch Hunter, thank you for the 5. The Patriot Toys third-party figures are really good. I have a Lady Domitresque and a Resident Evil 2 remake Leon figure. They're really well done. That is neat. Yeah,
That
I
is.
don't think I own anything from Patriot Toys, but I
I
generally
do.
try to get statues that are like that. There's like a lot of Chinese statues now that release that don't technically support the developers. Like sometimes I'll buy those. I usually try to buy officially licensed products though.
This is Patriot.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm.
I should probably look at what they've got and keep an eye on
Yeah.
Patriot. For sure. Corey, thank you for the 2. The prep guy and that statue of
Oh
stories to tell. We're
no.
never going to be able to forget about that. It's what we're always going to be talking about now. It's always going to come up in our Resident Evil conversations, unfortunately. Glitch, thank
Yeah.
you for the 5. Back in the 2000s, you had Resident Evil figure lines by Toy Biz, Palisades, Moby Dick, Hot Toys, and NECA. Yeah, now they're few and far between, but you know, Capcom is not as worried anymore, I guess, about making sure the fans are getting what they want, which makes me sad.
No. Yeah, me too.
But they'd be so expensive anyway that I probably wouldn't buy them anyway. So, like, it is what it is. Joey Tribbiani, thank you for the 5. What do a woman and a bar have in common? Liquor in the front, poker in the back. No, you got me to laugh. I was halfway through. And I wasn't laughing yet. Anyways, hey, Varen Wicked, how you doing? Well, thank you for the 5. You got me. You did.
You got her. Good job, Joey.
Yeah. We were talking about Xbox and the dude bro games and the good old 360 days, hearing far too many NSFW jokes at like the age of like 12 and 13. So now whenever I see
Oh
them, I
yeah.
just think they're hilarious.
It's That's
That's the
true.
way it goes. But speaking of things that I find hilarious just because of how salty somebody is on the internet, the Mass Effect Andromeda actor blames EA for the game's quality and says it was forced out the door too early and became a punching bag of the week for online chuds. Now, what I think is so
Chuds again.
hilarious about IGN's framing here is that they don't want to frame it based on what this actor has most recently done. And that, of course, isn't Mass Effect Andromeda. It was Highguard. So the
Oh,
reason
okay.
why this actor has now come out and attacked the gamers and attacked the chuds is because his most recent game flopped. So, I think, like many, the game got a bum rap. Tom Taylorson, the male voice for the leading character Ryder, told fansite We Are Mass Effect it was done dirty by a publisher expecting too much from it, not being fully cooked, forced out the door too early, forced to use corporate's shiny new engine when many of the team didn't know how to work with it, and it was not suited to the storytelling part of the game. And sure, I think that everybody that knows the general TLDR of Andromeda, even if you're not a big Mass Effect fan or even somebody who didn't play Andromeda, was that, yeah, it launched, it was buggy, it was broken, it had a lot of technical issues, and part of that is on EA. But the other part of the issue is the fact that the game just sucked. The story was bad. It took these existing it took this existing series and it did a complete and utter 180. The same thing that happened with Dragon Age the Veilguard just a couple of years ago, where they took something known for all these established characters and they tried to completely change the cast of characters. They tried to bring a new modern group of characters to the screen and it didn't work. And so he says, on top of that, it was released to a very toxic atmosphere online and elsewhere in the gaming space. It quickly became punching bag of the week for online chuds for views and clicks. Their love of hate sealed the deal. What saddens me is that this would not be the last time I was in a project doomed by online haters picking a game for the punching bag of the week. I also worked on Highguard.
Brave to admit that.
Why is it that we're blamed because he just applies for shit ass games, bro? Maybe pick better titles.
And here he is, bringing it up again because he wants the chuds to start talking about him again so he can feel relevant.
Yep. Well, these people, they're professional victims. And so Highguard's dead. Nobody's talking about it. Andromeda, I don't want to say completely killed Mass Effect. They have one more Mass Effect game that they're making, and if that fails, then it killed Mass Effect. He is, I don't think, somebody who has a very great resume, and these are games that he expected to be working on for years. Like Andromeda, it was supposed to start a new trilogy. It was supposed to be a probably like 15-year span of games given how long video games take to make now. Highguard was supposed to be around for several years and he probably wouldn't do that full time because there's so many characters, but they'd have him come back for, story and cutscenes and actually doing a little bit more work. And hey, maybe I'd work with the studio again on their next game. But none of these have panned out well for him. So now he just takes to social media and attacks the chuds.
He's got nothing better to do, and he wants the chuds to talk about him. So
Yeah.
it's like maybe I'll get put in a video and people will talk about me again, and I'll get hired for another crappy game.
I mean, I guess it's like, why would you want to go into an interview just to embarrass yourself more? Like, if I ever worked on an Andromeda, you'd never see me again. I would never talk about that again.
She's deleting all of her social media,
yeah,
taking no
right.
interviews. She's done.
Like, if I just worked on Highguard, you bet your bottom dollar if someone in an interview brought up Highguard, I'd be like, what's Highguard? I would never want to
I have
talk
no
about
idea what
it.
you're talking about. Sorry, I Men in Blacked myself after that, so
Yeah, Highguard.
don't
Of
remember.
course, I work on a lot of projects, and I'm not able to follow them all very, closely. I've heard that maybe it hasn't had the strongest start or whatever, but I hope the best for the team in the future. Where's the fucking PR training? I just came up with that on the fly, and I don't even work in PR. Like, why would you ever want to admit
Vera's
I was the guy that worked on Highguard? Yeah, we can tell, buddy.
Vera's PR business coming
Trains, yeah,
soon.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be sweet baby ink, it's going to be Titan baby ink, and I'm going to be able to consult and for your PR needs. Like it's not that hard to come up with a half-assed answer on the fly, and he just doesn't get it. So instead, what does he do? He
The
goes,
Chuds.
yeah, right? He goes on and on about the toxic atmosphere and the toxic chuds, and then he gets absolutely wrecked for it. I mean, this post it's not being negatively ratioed, but when you click on a post like this and then you see these numbers, but then you go to the comments and it's hundreds to thousands of likes on each comment, that is a ratio.
It
Online
is.
chuds equals disappointed fans who desperately wanted the game to be good. Andromeda could have been great and should have been great. It's not the fans' fault that it wasn't. Somebody said this game is overhated, and then they didn't again get ratioed, but they were getting wrecked for it. Anyone who unironically uses the term chuds can have their opinions safely discarded. Like, yeah, I say it because I think it's funny when individuals like this call us, racist or sexist or chuds or insults. Like, why would I care what you're calling me when you clearly don't even know what the words mean anymore? But I mean, yeah, anybody who says chuds and they're taking themselves seriously and they're using it unironically are, I think, absolutely cooked in the brain.
Absolutely. That's putting it nicely.
Yeah,
They're just
I
cooked. They have no idea. It's it's just sad the state of video games and everything right now. I mean, we've got a lot of good ones. It's not that. It's just stuff like this, like when the fans get disappointed, instead of trying better, trying to do better, you just blame them. And it's not how it used to be. It used to be like, hey, these are the people that give us money that fund it so that we can continue to run this business. So let's please them. But now it's nope, nope, you guys all just suck.
Well, right. It's like, what if Target started saying, we think like imagine if Target started insulting 40-year-old soccer moms or like 50-year-old,
Yeah, right.
that would be like insulting them, or like Walmart attacking lower class Americans or something. Imagine if Chick-fil-A started attacking people who constantly love to eat chicken. What if Wendy's or McDonald's started attacking people that liked hamburgers? You clearly know your audience, you clearly know your customer base. So it's not acceptable when it happens then, and it's obviously not acceptable when it happens with video games, especially when there's so many issues that are already happening in this industry. And then they sit here and they go, oh my god, there's so much toxicity and it's the punching bag of the week. What are you doing? You're going online and you are further dividing a fan base. You're further dividing the Mass Effect fan base. You are causing there to be more talk and negativity surrounding something like Highguard. Like, you are only making it worse.
It's true. And
Yeah.
they just keep putting their foot in their mouth. They don't know what to say.
You know what they should say? I'm going to leave the
Nothing.
industry and go do something else because I suck at my job, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, that would just make sense though. You can't make sense.
I know. Why leave the industry when I get an easy paycheck? I can't stand these people. But I don't that's the worst part is I can't stand these people, and these people can't stand us. They can't stand the people that they need to be their paying customers.
And that makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. I wouldn't go to the clothing store and buy a long sleeve shirt with one sleeve. So why would I buy a video game that's buggy and broken and half-assed and clearly needed multiple more years of development? And some people, myself included, still do on occasion. I still do support these games, but there's so many issues that are normalized in this industry like that, or predatory monetization, or even activists, spewing their opinions. And then ultimately, yeah, they're allowed to have their opinions, but they make sure that their views are inserted into their products, and then they cause a scene when the developers don't do what they want. Like with that voice actress a couple of months ago with Overwatch. I don't remember her name. Her character's name was Onrun, right?
Oh yeah, and then she got
Yep.
they kind of stuck it to her because we thought they were bending the knee to her, and then
Yeah.
they just like
The character
I
basically looks no different.
no, they changed a couple little things. Some people said that they thought that she looked a little bit cuter, and I'm like, sure. To me, she just kind of looks the same. So I thought that was kind of funny. I think she should be fired. I'm not usually someone that calls for someone being fired like that, but the fact that she decided,
Yeah.
like, she thinks that she's big enough to go out and just say whatever she wants against the company, there should be repercussions for that, because a voice actor for a game like that, it pretty easily replaceable.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I don't know if we're going to see a major change, but I do think that there are going to be a lot of voice actors who are maybe not going to have as many jobs as they previously did because of AI. And it's situations like that. Same with localizers changing terms and phrases in video games and anime, where sure, I'm not going to call for you to be fired, but I'm also not going to defend you if you can't get a job. And so if AI is going to replace you, I'm not going to run to your defense because of how you acted after all of these years. It's like, I talked about this in a video a couple of days ago, but there was let me see if I have it here. Yeah, there was this game, Union Syndrome, and I'll just show you really quick how bad this is. There were translators and localizers who took dialogue like somebody stopped this to end fascism. And I will never be victimized under fascism again, when really it should be something similar to their command spells ain't got nothing on me. Even things like I'd cut my uterus out if I could.
Wait, they
Like,
kept that in the game or they took it out?
so this was what the game launched with. And then
Oh.
they faced so much backlash that the developers ended up saying, we're so sorry that this happened, like we're going to change it. But it was done by a localization team that goes by the name Dragon Baby, which very sus that all these weird companies have baby in their name. But they were called out
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of activists who work there who are adding like this trans and political propaganda to these games, when the original, which in this case it's Japanese languaged game, didn't have anything like that in it.
That is ridiculous. I don't even know what to
Yeah.
say about that. Like, how do you think like you cooked? I'm gonna put this in a game. No, how about escapism? Let us have fun. Don't make your game stupid. Don't push your agenda on me. I don't want it.
Wow. They like it because again, they're activists. And this is why it sucks that we're at the point in this industry where we have to do research before we buy something. Oh, do I always need to be online? Does this have predatory microtransactions? Has this been butchered by an activist? Does this game have any major technical issues? Like, you can't just, even though I know like GameStops are kind of dying and physical store locations are kind of dying, I can't just walk into a game store and look on the shelf and then buy a game without doing research. Or I can't scroll Steam and just be like, this game looks pretty good, and then just swipe my credit card on it because of these issues. And that's shit.
I know. It's unfortunate.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, though.
Yeah.
Borg Porg, thank you so much for the 5. If Disney was smart, they would be prepared for Wreck-It Ralph 3 and cram in as many video game cameos as possible, or make a Kingdom Hearts movie. I think a Kingdom Hearts movie could be really good if it was animated. My
Yeah.
problem is like right now Disney's sort of very hyper focused on like live action adaptations, and I really don't want to give them any ideas for any more live actions based on how bad so many of theirs have been recently.
Kingdom
But
Hearts would be an odd. Can you imagine, like, how would they do Goofy and Mickey in live action and Donald? Like, what?
furries.
Oh, no. No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
No.
sorry.
I would not even like watch. I wouldn't even watch it to review it
I
if they
I
did
know
that.
the
Like, I love Kingdom Hearts. Please
I
don't.
I know the internet very well. There's got to be like a furry group who has LARPed as the Kingdom Hearts team on the internet.
Probably. I'm not gonna look it up though.
I'm not gonna look it up either, but I know the internet well enough to know that exists already.
It exists. I don't need the imagery.
I'm sorry, Wicked. I know you're too pure for this world.
Furries
I'm
terrify
corrupting
me.
you. Yeah.
They scare me. I
They
can
are
watch
kind of
any horror
scary.
movie and be okay, but I go to a con and a group of furries walk by me and I'm like, Jesus, please help. Protect me.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
that's the way. That's the way it goes. Luckily, I don't go outside a lot, and I don't go to a lot of conventions, so I don't have to worry about that. But it is a worry every once in a while. That is true.
Yes.
But let's talk about something else that's actually kind of funny and sort of a fuck around, find out situation potentially. There's a lot of speculation about what this means for this game, but we have obviously seen some issues happening with Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. It did not receive the super positive response that they probably expected. And while Black Flag Resynced has been announced and has faced a lot of positive attention, there are also some people like
Mhm.
myself who have said, yeah, I just don't trust Ubisoft, so we'll actually have to judge it when it finally releases. But we have been hearing that quite a few people have either left the Hex team or left Ubisoft altogether. So
Wow.
we have heard that over the past couple of months, they've lost multiple game directors because on February 25th, the former creative director had left Ubisoft and the project, and now Assassin's Creed Hex's game director had left and he went to a indie studio, which maybe in some of these cases some of these people have left because they simply wanted to. But whereas leadership has changed a lot in terms of Assassin's Creed and also with the joint venture with Tencent for Vantage Studios, one has to assume that there are some pretty big changes happening. And now we know approximately 50 developers working on Assassin's Creed Hex have been taken off the project as the new leadership team makes changes. And this basically means that they're sort of brought into, and I think I described it in a video like this, but they basically are put into a lobby. And if they're not re-signed to a new match, which is a different game, they just get fired. They just get laid off. So
Wow.
for the next 90 days or so, if they don't basically be put on another project that Ubisoft's working on. We don't know how many projects they have at this point. Then yeah, they're just going to end up getting laid off.
Wow. That kind of sucks for them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, sure. I feel bad because there are bound to be decent people that end up getting laid off and get fired. But when it's Ubisoft, I just find it very tough to feel very bad for them based
Yeah.
on everything that's happened over the years. And sure, this could be good that leadership is taking this project into their own hands. We've heard that the new leadership has made quite a few changes, that the people who began overseeing the franchise earlier this year, they decided to remove because this was supposed to be a more magical Assassin's Creed game, they removed the cat companion, and it will take a more grounded approach to witchcraft with the game's protagonist understanding the science of chemicals, like she knows how to use a smoke bomb and make a smoke bomb. So to ordinary citizens, it seems like magic and like she can disappear. So sure, maybe they're making these changes and those changes are going to be good. Like it does sound positive, but at
Mhm.
the same time, it also sounds bad that this many people are now being taken off the project, and it most likely is still years away because this speculates that it could delay the game to holiday 2027, but right now we don't have a solid release date, so it could be into 2028 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon for games to continuously be pushed back with the development team still fully intact. So I I could see it. It's gonna get there's no way that it's not gonna get pushed back.
Yeah, and I I mean, I'm willing to, see what they've got up their sleeve, but some of this initial information doesn't sound great. Like it's described as being very different. It features strong feminine energy. It wants to leave a lasting mark on the franchise. It is a revenge story based on, by the way, this really annoys me, a magical woman named Elsa seeking revenge for her mother. Whenever I think of Elsa, just my mind goes to one place. I'm sorry. The name Elsa should never be used again. And her mother was executed as a witch during the witch trials, which means that it's just going to be about men wronging women. Is that really what the Assassin's Creed fan base wants? I don't think
No,
so.
no, I don't think so at all. I think it's not that the Assassin's Creed fan base is all guys, but I would wager that it's mostly men that are into the Assassin's Creed games, right? So this is catering to a certain kind of female audience that probably doesn't even play video games. Let's be real. So yeah, I don't see this going over well. That sounds really bad. Like you could make a witch game and make it really interesting. I like witch stuff, like shows, movies, and everything. But this doesn't sound like I would technically probably be the target audience, me and you both, for this. But I couldn't see myself playing it. I know you'll probably play it to review it, but
Right. If I was a
uh,
normie and I
you
wasn't
wouldn't
a
get it.
content creator, right, and it wasn't my job, there's no way that based on this description that I would get it, because it just the reason why I fell in love with Assassin's Creed, just like Halo or Call of Duty or Tomb Raider, was because it felt special.
Yeah.
And when you try to reinvent what made something special and you try to alter it, it's not appealing anymore. I love Lara Croft because she was funny and smart and she's sexy and she has a certain personality that I really think is cool. I love Assassin's Creed because you have so many good male characters and this stealth, and I don't feel the need to change it. It's like I wouldn't want a Halo game where it's not Master Chief. That's an insane. And so the people like me that are women who are fans of Assassin's Creed and who would play an Assassin's Creed game, I wouldn't play, and I don't think that this is going to bring more women into the series.
No, it's
Because
not.
what you've got, like another revenge storyline that we've already seen 50,000 times. It's like with Ghost of Yote and Assassin's Creed Shadows. No Way story and Atsu's stories were basically the same. I hate that. It's always just revenge. Women being wronged by men and women being pushed down. And sure, I think it's fine to have stories like that if they are special and they're unique and the characters actually grow and they learn a lesson and they go on the hero's journey, but that doesn't really
Mhm.
happen anymore because from the first 5 minutes you meet a female character, she was always wronged and she shouldn't have to change in order to please men. And that's the mentality now.
Yeah, it is, and it's really sad. Like the hero's journey was always something fun to watch. Like it could even if the story was kind of annoying, like what we're seeing here, it's like skeptical about it. But if it turned into a hero's journey, like you said, that would be different. Watching her grow, but it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be like she was wronged, women are wronged, men suck, and that's just what they're gonna go with. And I'm tired of that. It's so boring. It's so
Yeah,
boring.
it really is. And Pepper does make the point as well. It's not just about players and fans and customers. It is also about deconstruction and the message. These
Yeah.
people are cultural Marxists, and of course, they want to destroy anything that men have ever enjoyed, literally ever.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like they're
absolutely.
feminists who specifically say this is a male dominated hobby, or they believe is male dominated. Still, I personally don't think it's 50-50, so whatever. But they
Yeah.
say we need to make it more friendly to women, but in doing so, that means that we can destroy things that men have traditionally loved, and that's what they want because they hate men.
Yeah. It's summed it up perfectly. And that's such a hateful way to live. Like imagine living your life that way. If someone did you wrong or like a gender, whatever, did you wrong. So you decided that it's your life's goal to just ruin their life. How miserable. I mean, we already know feminists are miserable. So
Yep.
no shock there. But what a awful way to live your life.
Yeah, I could not imagine that. It's like when I talk about the video game industry and when you talk about the video game industry, it's because we love video games and we want them to be better and we want them to be great and amazing. And the only way that companies are going to change and actually make products that are good again are, first of all, they're not making money. And then second of all, they maybe start to listen to their customers. And if they constantly believe that they know what customers want and that's not what we want, well, then they're going to end up just continuing down this bad path. And so there are some companies I think are too far gone, but the reason why we criticize is because we want them to do better.
Yeah.
But
Do better. But you're not gonna listen to us. We're just girls on the internet.
yeah, I honestly don't think I, off the top of my head, could think of any companies that are large like Ubisofts or EAs or even the BioWares and Obsidians and stuff that have started turning things around. And that's depressing because I wish I had like 3 or 4 or 5 examples to say, oh my God, this studio's listening to their customers. They've moved away from this. I think the most recent would be the Lords of the Fallen team, CI Games. But the thing with that is that while they did have things in Lords of the Fallen, like body type A and B, and they did change those and they are listening to customers a lot. They always had listened to customers a lot. They never went as bad as like an Obsidian or a BioWare. And yeah, sure, they added in some of those very questionable changes, though I can't think of a large mainstream triple A studio that's gotten better. And I hate that.
I know. I know. I
I
can't
wish
think of
a
anything either. We've had a couple that released, decent games like Capcom, but
I I think for me, if I could magically turn things around at any studio, it would still be BioWare. And I mean like being
yeah.
able to bring back some of the veterans, being able to actually have them telling good stories because you had stuff like Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, Jade Empire. You had so many good bangers from them. That's who I would save, but
What about Rocksteady?
I mean, Rocksteady as well, but my only thing with Rocksteady is that they've only had the Arkhamverse. And
Yeah.
so with BioWare, it's a much larger pool of
Mhm.
games and series Baldur's Gate as well. And so I think I would have to save the most amount of things I could in like one swift strike and,
Yeah.
and that
It
would
makes
be
sense.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. That's all I know. Fuck my life.
Konami's a good one.
Yeah,
Talking about reading
Konami could
chat.
be good. I don't
I'm
know
so
though.
depressed.
I know. It's like, why do I ask these hypothetical questions that we literally will never be able to fulfill or see through? Like, hey, if I became a fucking billionaire overnight, you bet your bottom dollar I'm buying Rocksteady. I'm buying Bioware. I'm buying all of them. But at the same time, is that likely to happen? Probably not. It would be pretty good though.
It
I'd have a
would be.
great time with it. Holy shit. I make so many good games. My
You
God.
would.
I just hire only veterans. If you don't have at least, you know, the memes about like you're gonna need 20 years experience when you're 10 years old to get a job. That's gonna be me in this fucking industry. If you haven't been a veteran for like 20 to 25 years in this industry, you're automatically not getting hired. I'm sorry. It's just the way that it goes.
Yeah.
But even some of those people are you know, quite misguided now, we'll say as nicely as possible.
Yeah. Just putting it lightly.
Yeah,
Vera
unfortunately.
as a project manager would be amazing. I agree.
I would get shit done. I would
You know,
trim
I'd
the
like to
fat
see
in the
Vera
first
and
hour.
Disparu would clean
Well, that's
house.
the fun. No, it wouldn't be good because he'd allow these fucks to linger because he wants to see the savants being made. He'd have fucking She-Hulk the video game being made. I don't want Tismaru on my team. I'm not okay. I'm not hiring him. That's not happening.
No, he's getting fired first.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's the one up in the leadership who would be like, ah, yes, a green lesbian fighting toxic chuds online. Green light. I'm good.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Corey, thank you for the 5. If you know anything about the Salem witch trials, the women were the accusers. Women caused the deaths of 16 people. Depends on, you know, who you listen to, because there are a lot of people out there who, you know, are feminists and insane and say that just by saying that you must hate all women. Corvo the
Yeah.
Crow, thank you for the 199. So it's the Acolyte meets Assassin's Creed. That's another great one that Disparu would fucking greenlight. The Acolyte, but in an Assassin's Creed form, basically. Hex, yeah. I mean, he would at least make sure there's 5 musical numbers in there. Corey, thank you for the 2. Vera looks like Miranda Otto. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. She's very pretty. So, appreciate it. But speaking of people being outraged, Hogwarts Legacy is a game that, of course, came out, caused a lot of controversy in the LGBTQ plus community. A lot of people who called for boycotts, said, oh my gosh, you shouldn't support this game. And they tried to boycott it. And they epically failed to get people to, skip on it. It, at this point, has sold over 40 million copies, which is
Wow.
A lot of them. But we're starting to get a little bit of chatter about Hogwarts Legacy 2. And this post right here, you would think is not that serious. It's literally just says rumor and says Hogwarts Legacy 2 to be announced soon. It's supposed to release next year. That's literally it. But even the words Hogwarts Legacy 2 has caused some of these people to absolutely melt down. This one specifically got a lot of attention. They said, hi, just to let everyone know that if you buy this game, I'll never associate with you again. And that even if you pirate it, I'll still think a lot less of you. I just did the okay hand symbol because why do I care about your opinion? I'm not going to associate with you. Good. I hope you don't. like what kind of response are they hoping for?
I got a good game and a retard leaving me alone. Thanks.
Listen, anybody who has the trans flags in their name and their username is Femboy Wrestling, I'm literally so fucking good. Feel free to leave. Listen, I don't like to judge people. Everyone can do what they want in life, but if you're gonna be a retard, I'm gonna fucking call you a retard. I'm gonna call a spade, all right? And I was already gonna buy this, and I know a lot of other people are probably gonna buy Hogwarts Legacy 2 as well, based on the 40 million copies of the first one that sold. But why do people like this think that posts like this are going to, like, actually change somebody's mind? Like, oh my god, I just had a light bulb moment, and I've realized that J.K. Rowling is a terrible person because at Femboy Wrestling
changed my life, man.
I couldn't even say it with a straight face. Yeah, like changed my life. Like, why? It's just so hilarious. I mean, Wicked, I'm sure you had played Hogwarts Legacy, right?
I did not know.
I thought you did.
No, because I was never a Potter person, but I
True. But I think that it does a really good job with like introducing you sort of to the world. And it's
yeah.
also got some
Yeah, give it a
really good
try.
mechanics.
Just because I want Femboy to be mad. I'm gonna buy
She's like, shit, I'm going to buy it right now on Steam.
That's a sale for me.
It's just it's so sad that these people actually think this way, that they truly feel like this is the most terrible situations of video games selling. Like, I get that you don't like J.K. Rowling's opinions. I don't like a lot of J.K. Rowling's opinions. Her
I
stances
don't like
are
most of
based
them.
on feminism. She's a feminist. I don't support most right of the stances that she has, but because she speaks common sense every once in a while. Okay, JK, I guess I have to stand with you in this case.
That is so insane to me, but it just, we already know that the left loves to eat their own. She agrees with them like so much on so many things that I disagree with her on. One thing, so like not, it's like say like 90% of what they believe she's on board with. But this
Mhm.
one thing, just because she says men are men and females are females, they're like, she is awful. And they have to completely just like, death threats. She's gotta be disowned. She can't have Harry Potter anymore, even though she created it. Like, okay. And that's another thing that I find hilarious, right? This person that is boycotting the game. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Um, this boycotting this game. If they're a Harry Potter fan, they're probably gonna watch the HBO show, right? Well, guess what? She's getting paid for that. So
Yep. It's also like if you are somebody who doesn't like the wizarding world and you're somebody who takes offense to J.K. Rowling making money off of Harry Potter, make a better Harry Potter then. That's right. You can't. And that's why you're angry that you can't make something that is getting that much attention or that level of attention. And it's like they're just so bothered by that. And sure, there are plenty of people out there who, don't deserve support or are terrible people or whatever. But also, I don't see these individuals boycotting everything in the world and every company in the world that has somebody that's shitty behind it. Like, I'm surprised this person's even fucking using X at all based on their opinions of Elon Musk.
yeah.
So, like, there's that. There are greedy, scummy people in the every large company in the world. I don't see them boycotting. I don't know, fucking humanity. Like, hey,
Humanity?
listen. That's just unfortunately that's the way that some people are. Some people are just scummy and greedy, and hey, they can be, but you're also, living in this world, and these are the people that claim to be inclusive until it comes time to be inclusive of people with opinions and thoughts that are different than theirs. And then they say, you know what? Actually, I can't support you and I can't be inclusive anymore. And then they try to get you canceled.
Yeah. And that's, you summed it up. They're so tolerant, right? Everyone uses the term like they're so tolerant left, but then they're sitting there screaming in people's faces, trying to physically harm someone because they don't share an opinion. Like, okay, yeah, the party of love, sure.
Yeah, but this game is gonna Wicked, it's gonna face boycotts. Oh my god, how is this possible? But will the boycotts do anything? Most likely not, because they didn't the first time around, and they're probably not going to the second time around. And if they feel strongly enough to boycott it, go for it, 100%. I would never tell somebody that they can't do that. But also, if you say on social media that you're boycotting Hogwarts Legacy, you're gonna get memed on.
Absolutely.
And you deserve it.
You're most likely going to get ratioed too because the
Yep.
internet doesn't care about your feelings.
Nope.
Sorry to tell you.
It doesn't. Corey, thank you for the 2. Wicked looks like Miranda Cosgrove.
I never
I
got
don't,
that one before. I guess I can see it.
yeah, I mean, I guess I can kind of see it. The thing is, she doesn't have glasses, and so the glasses kind of throw me off from
Yeah.
seeing it, but I think the hair is similar, yeah. True.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Thank you.
user JS9HF9V became a YouTube member. Thank you so
You're
much. And I
welcome.
also see you in chat saying hello from Japan. Easy peasy. I don't know anything in Japanese. I should probably learn. I should probably
You
lear.
should.
Yeah. I was going to a couple of years ago,
You
but
should leer.
like how much time do I have, you know? Like
Well, you make
none.
like 10 videos a day, so you're pretty free.
I
Let's be
mean, today
honest.
I made fucking 5 videos and we're here. Wait, hey, listen, there's bound to be somebody that gets pissed off at this statement. I'm not saying my life is so hard. I'm not saying that my life is terrible. All right, I'm just saying, you know, it's a little stressful sometimes. Sometimes life's a little stressful.
A
But
little bit.
yeah, I should leer about it, that's for sure. But
Absolutely.
I think you had sent this image to me
Oh
and it
no.
gave me a jump scare.
Oh
God
my
damn!
gosh, yeah.
Oh my god.
What
This
is
is
going on with Hollywood and why are they trying to make everybody look like a Tim Burton character in real
I,
life?
I don't get it. Like
I don't either.
why are women so afraid of actually having any weight on their bones? Like I think it's so hilarious to see the shift in mentality that's happened over the past like 5 or so years, where it used to be body positivity when these fat fucks couldn't lose weight on their own. But now all of a sudden that you can just get it, you can have a shot and you can get skinny quick. Suddenly nobody wants to be fat anymore. I thought that it wasn't about ooh the size because of weight and health and yada yada. I thought you just liked being fat. That's the narrative that you were pushing a decade ago. You were fucking down in those chili dogs. Now, I don't
Those
it
chili
doesn't look like you've
dogs.
ever seen a chili dog. This is spooky. And sure, I do think that the angle here is also a little bit bad because I know that like Brett had also posted this and this was like her on the same night. But even so, first of all, this makeup is crazy, but she looks much thinner than she used to.
Yes, thinner. The makeup's crazy. And did she have something done? Like, why are her eyes like so big?
Yeah, I don't
Like, well, in that one picture, it
I
was
don't
really bad.
know.
Maybe it was just like a bad screen grab. Like maybe she was like, talking and doing like the crazy. I think.
Yeah, like the angle.
Yeah.
But even like looking at this picture from a couple years ago, and she had had healthy weight on her. But I also think that maybe, and I know that I think that like Anya Taylor-Joy is one of the biggest examples of this. Also Sophie Turner, but they have that like buckle face fat surgery where it basically
Hmm.
sucks the fat out of like their cheekbone area. I don't know why anybody would want to do this to themselves.
No, it's a trend, and people still getting it done. It's like you see the criticism that people are facing that have gotten it done, and how it doesn't. I mean, maybe they think it looks good. That's the only thing I can think. Like they're like, no, we know better. We're Hollywood. It's the fashion right now. Like, but I don't know.
I mean, it's happening to so many actresses now. And, like, I guess on one hand, sure, we don't know what she's going through. Maybe she's going through something in real life and there's a problem. But the issue is that there's so many actors and actresses that have also lost weight so rapidly that
Hmm.
not all of them can be like situations where somebody just is going through a tough time or health issues or something like that. So,
I think a lot of these celebrities, like even if they weren't like overweight, they started taking like Ozempic or GLP-1.
right, and now it makes them look sick.
Yeah.
Ugh, I could not imagine that. I would be afraid that I would like fall down a step and then like crack every bone in my body. You know, I feel like being that thin and also that sickly looking, I would feel sick all the time if I looked sick like that. Ugh.
Yeah.
It is
It
what it
looks like
is.
drugs. Like, why do you want to look like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the fashion now. Seems pretty suspicious to me.
Yes.
Blood Viper, thank you so much for the 17 months. Hail, my lady, these Muppets are just retarded, deranged, and utterly delusional. You are 100% correct. Much appreciated. But speaking of
Absolutely.
delusional, Wicked, how much
Oh.
money would you pay for a video game? And I mean, like, even think about a game you've always wanted more than any other game in the world. What would be your maximum price for a standard edition of that game to be? Like, let's say we got, I don't know, a new Resident Evil game with Leon and Ada and this and that, but they were all young again, and it was like a 50-hour game. Like, think the most insane thing possible.
If it was something I really enjoyed and it was a lot of hours, like you said, like 50, like just an insane amount of gameplay, I would say my top would probably be like 80. That's a lot, but if it's something that there's a lot of hours, that would factor into it. I wouldn't pay 80 for just like, oh, here's your 12-hour game of something that you'd really like. No. But I guess I would say 80. I wouldn't want to, but
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. It would be right around that number for me personally. And I see a lot of chat saying like $60 and yeah, I also agree that like a lot of the majority of experiences are not worth over $60, never mind 70 and 80 and 100. But Grand Theft Auto 6 is clearly going to be a game that's going to make billions of dollars in pre-orders. This is a game that is allegedly going to cost them for their budget $3 billion. It is, I don't think it's going to be quite that high. I think it'll probably be like 2 to 2.5, but it seems that they are racking up, I know words, racking up the price very quickly. And there's been a lot of talk about what this game was going to cost. And there's been some reports that they were looking to make this standard edition for this game like $100. There
oof.
were even people speculating like $125. I, after playing a game, will sit and say, that is worth $100 to me, like Elden Ring, one of my favorite games of all time. Love Elden Ring. I've gotten probably at this point like 1,000 hours out of Elden Ring. I thought it was fantastic. For me, after playing it that long, I would say, yeah, I'd put $100 into that. That's why I own multiple copies of it, though. But before a game comes out, I think it is insane for there to be speculation that a game could cost over $100 or whatever it may be. And now the Take-Two CEO is saying that they still will not commit to a price for this game, even though it's supposed to be coming out in November. We technically are only a couple of months away from the marketing material to begin, because this would mean if they're going to hit that date that they have to show it off at Summer Games Fest, which happens June 12th, right around there. So I would assume that's when they would probably start showing it off and then actually marketing it heavily after that, or maybe in like August. But we're getting close to the marketing material, and we're also getting close to the release date. And this is the best we get. Instead, we look at how do we deliver something amazing, and how do we make sure that what people pay for, it feels very reasonable. I'm sorry, if this game is over $80, it's not going to feel reasonable,
No, not
at
at
least
all.
upon release.
No. That would make me like I want to buy it to review it, but $80 for a game that I wouldn't say I'm particularly hyped about it. I do like the GTA game. San Andreas is my favorite one, but that
Mhm.
was what, like PS2 when that one came out, or PS3? No, it was 3, right? I don't remember.
So amazing.
It's yeah, because I played it like on a later system. But anyways, I I don't know. If it's like $100, that's really there's a lot of people that aren't gonna want to pay that. So it's like just lower it and you'll make more money because more people will be able to afford it.
Right? And I think their mentality could on one hand be, oh, well, yeah, we might lose out on some sales, but because we're charging so much more, we're going to make around the same amount. But I do agree that charging over $80 is such a tough sell for people, especially when right now I know that there is a lot of hype for it, and rightfully so. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who are just saying, we'll get it when we get it, or I'll play it maybe when it starts to go on sale. And this isn't going to go on sale for a long, long, long time, knowing them. But for me personally, like, I just don't have any hype for it right now because we've heard of delay after delay after delay. And sure, I agree that it is better to delay something and have it released in a perfect state than just rush it out and get it out there and then it be buggy and broken, sort of like what happened with Cyberpunk. But man, the fact that they still won't comment at all about the price is making me feel like this is going to be $100 standard game. Because if it's
Yeah.
just standard 70, why not just say, yeah, we think that we're going to be charging $70 unless something pops up in the near future and some challenge, happens and we have to change the price. Like, we're committed to a standard cost, but they're not. And I think that is very sus.
Yeah, I agree. I think that that means that it's like when you're shopping for something at a store or online and you don't see a price on it, you're like, "Ah, that's gonna be expensive."
Yep.
Like, if they just don't, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
exactly what this
like,
is.
oh, I'm in a vacation place and like a
Yes.
vacation location and I see a cute sweater in a store. That shit's $100 easy.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, they know that they have I don't want to say gold on their hands in the case of GTA 6, but they know that it is going to make a lot of money and they know a lot of people are going to pay for it, but even at $100, I think that would be steep. Never mind if they go above that. And if it's $100 standard, what are the deluxe editions and special editions
Mm.
going to be, and
Yep.
collector's editions? My God, those are going to be hundreds of dollars. That's going to be too much.
Way too much. It should be
Yeah.
like, honestly, they should make it like $60 and then maybe pay for some kind of like DLCs or add-ons or something like that. I don't know. Standard game, but I think it's going to be at least 80 for the standard game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. And Pepper, you could be correct. He could also be screwing with the rest of the industry because he knows they're itching for an excuse. Just like with the delays, there's been a lot of, speculation amongst gamers about how, oh, they keep trying to like psych out their potential competition because they know everyone keeps moving their release dates. And I saw some fucking cuckoo theory a couple months back that basically said like they're trying to see how many studios they can kill with delaying their games. Like, let's chill out, guys. I don't think that they're trying to kill off half the fucking industry based on how many studios there are, but I don't think that they also care if anybody in the sphere like faces issues because they keep delaying their product.
True. I don't know. At this point, I'm gonna be surprised. Like, are we gonna get GTA 6 at this release date? Is it gonna get pushed back again? I think it might get pushed back again, and it's gonna be expensive.
I think so, but we're a long ways away from it releasing. I'm still personally banking on it not releasing in November.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think it is either.
I don't see how it could. Like, it almost feels like it's just never going to come out. And obviously, that's not the case. It clearly has to come out at some point. But I think that if this comes out and it fails or it faces major issues, it will kill Take-Two. And that's why
Yeah.
they're being so careful and they're being so specific and they're trying to like make sure it's practically perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll
I guess.
see.
Yeah. I guess it's because I guess we'll see. We'll review it unless it's
I
$100.
honestly
Then
don't.
just we'll split it.
Yeah,
We'll split
right. Hey,
it.
I'll stream it first. You can use my Steam account and you can
Yeah.
play it. There you go.
There we go.
I'll add you. I think there's Steam families and you can fucking play it from my Steam family. There's no shot I would pay that much. Like, I don't, even me, I don't know if I would want to pay like $120 for the game.
No, I
I
wouldn't.
it's going to be a massive game, sure, but anything over $100 and I would start to seriously question how much I actually want to play it for my audience.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like they would understand at that price because it's like you're playing its review for them to let them know if they want to buy it or not, right? And if it's at that price, they're not going to want to buy it,
well, right, and plus
even if
if
it's
you
good.
if you want to buy it at that price, you're already going to buy it at that price. It's not like it's a $50 or $70 game where it's like I'm on the fence because there's so many other games releasing. Nothing's going to be launching around that time. So,
No.
I guess we'll see. But I thought we could talk really quickly about a movie you were very excited for and a movie that I think you really loved. I liked it. I did. I went into this, not being, I'm not like the biggest Michael Jackson fan. I'm not somebody who's ever been like somebody who's followed his work so closely or listens on repeat or anything like that. But I did actually think that this was very entertaining. And I know you really liked it. So, what were your thoughts on this, Wicked?
Oh, I loved it. I thought so. I understood some of the criticisms that people were like, "Oh, I wanted more of a deep dive into his personal life," but his life is like out there
It
too.
felt
Like
like a
there's so many.
showbiz
It
movie.
was like it felt more of a celebration of his like earlier life, from Jackson 5 through the 80s, like his upcoming, like his comeuppance, I guess you could say, when he really became just explosively popular. And it was great. Like my theater, the energy was amazing. Like people were like cheering and clapping, and it was so nice to just have a collective, like this was something that I'm so happy I experienced in theater. Like I'll tell people, I told everybody, I'm like, if you are even like a mild Michael fan, you need to go see this in theaters because you
Yeah.
want that experience. And it was so good. I went to see it twice, both times it was great. I went to see it opening night, which was when it was really explosive, and I went like in the middle of the day for the second viewing because I just wanted to, and it was a little more quieter. And I may even go a third time because I've never gone to IMAX, and I'm like, I think I want to experience this in IMAX because it's
Whew.
it's just it was so good. It was like a concert. It's like for those of us who have never had a chance to
Yeah.
see him in concert, that's how it felt. And Jafar Jackson, I was absolutely blown away. If those of you don't know, he is his nephew. It's Jermaine Jackson's son. Like there was moments where I was like, so I was seeing it with my friend who she is an even bigger Michael fan. I'm a big Michael fan, but she was like, she knows the moves and
Yeah,
like
he's the king of
huge.
pop. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
huge. Like I think he's arguably the most famous entertainer in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So probably easy. I think people that don't even like him would agree with that. Like there was moments where she just like she like grabbed me like, oh my gosh, it was just so intense seeing Jafar like in certain like especially at the end when they did bad and he just
Yep.
like looks at we were like both of us like grabbed each other. We were like, oh, because it was just like blowing away like the amount of time you put in to learn those dances and the mannerisms, and he's never acted before either. So granted, like because this was his uncle, he's young too. He's 29, so he didn't have a whole lot of time to spend with him because he was young when Michael passed. But he just it wasn't even like he emulated him. I don't know what word to use because it wasn't like he was acting as him. It was like he totally became him in a way I've never seen done in a film before.
Yeah.
So good.
I don't usually like a lot of biopics. They're not a genre I generally gravitate towards. Some of them are good, some of them are interesting. I generally don't watch them though unless I know I'm probably going to like it, and I wasn't going to watch this initially, but then I figured I would just watch it like in a couple of weeks or something, but I know you were really excited for it. So I figured, you know what? I will. And I did. I really liked it. It felt magical and it felt special and
It did.
it felt like a honestly like a pretty unique experience for biopics because a
It
lot of the
was.
time like a lot of the Elvis ones for example they'll have the origin story and then they will depending on like how long the movie covers for the span of time they'll do like one song or two songs but it didn't feel like an entire production for every single like stage or set or song that occurs, and in this case it felt that way, and so it
It
did
did.
feel really like energetic and special. And even though, and I think this is hilarious, it had a poor critical reception basically because the journalists and the media was upset that they didn't acknowledge the controversy surrounding him, because that's not what this movie was. It took in 97 million during its domestic opening weekend, easily becoming the new record holder for biopics after eclipsing Straight Outta Compton's 60 million. That's a massive difference,
And
but
it's
also it makes sense because people who were younger and even around my age, I grew up listening to Michael Jackson's music, but also it it just, again, like, it shed a new light on him, and like it felt, yeah, just special. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, and it was definitely an experience. Like when I walked out to record, I've never done an out of theater review, so I just did a quick little short. I was like shaking from like the energy, like because
Yeah.
it was so nice. There's videos. There's a video of a woman that passed out watching it, and I'm like, "Look, that Michael Aura got her
I
like
feel
still
like
in
that's a little
death."
dramatic,
I don't
but
know. People like the
yeah.
power of it, like not me, but it was amazing. And even I just read that like the Tuesday numbers came out and it was 11 more million on a Tuesday or something like that. So this is going to be insane because so many people want to go see it, and then like me, they're going to go see it multiple times because it was just so it was nice to see like a celebration. Like I think we needed this right now, something like this, to just go to the movies, have a good time. And like when you walk out, everyone had big smiles on their face. Everyone was going to the poster to take pictures. It was great. And I am gonna go see it in IMAX. I hope they keep it in theaters for a while. I think they will. I feel like it's gonna be a while before this hits streaming.
Yeah. And well, to not only top that off,
I'm sorry, but the gift that I used was so funny.
I accidentally opened our message. You guys just saw so many private messages between Wicked and I sharing
Dun, dun,
Leon
dun.
memes. They have greenlit a sequel.
Yeah. I'm not surprised because I think this was always supposed to be a sequel. They had to completely redo the third act of this. They had something totally different that they were doing. Um, and I could see it. I just hope they continue with the same momentum, the same energy of just going through the next, because there's so much of his life. There was anybody who doesn't know
Yeah.
about this, like Vara might not have seen this. I remember watching it when I was younger, like obviously a repeat because it came out in like 92, I think is when it was made. There was the Jackson's The American Dream, I believe is what it was called. And it was a
Mhm.
mini series that Michael Jackson actually was a part of, and like with the casting and everything, and that dives even deeper. That's why I wasn't mad about this. I'm like, listen, there's real footage of Michael Jackson out there throughout his whole life. There's the Jackson 5 American Dream that just dives deep into his life. So this
Yeah.
to me was just a celebration and it was amazing.
What do you think a sequel is gonna be, though?
Well, they ended it with bad.
Yeah, they
So it's
did,
going to
which I
start
think was a great choice, by the way.
absolutely, absolutely. I think I don't know. I think it's just going to be more the same. It's going to be like cuz he didn't have Neverland yet. It's going to but they have to tread lightly with this because they can't talk about like the allegations and everything because of like court stuff, even though like all of it's pretty much all been proven false because they tried to make it like that Finding Neverland documentary and it all got debunked, and they've come out since and like admitted it. It's so freaking crazy, man. I'm not gonna get into that, but I don't know like what they're gonna do if they're just gonna focus on, again, like a celebration, showing some of his hardships, maybe like his marriage to Lisa Marie Presley. Some of these people aren't gonna be in the pic, like they didn't want to be in the biopic though, like Janet, but it wasn't like no ill will. She just didn't want to be a part of it.
Right.
Um, Diana Ross was supposed to be, who was supposed to play her? Bonnie from the Vampire Diaries. There's pictures
Oh,
of her
really?
on set, and she looked good.
Did they cut
They
her
cut her out. I don't know why. I'd have
Oh.
to look more into it, but yeah, I mean, because Diana Ross was such a big part of
Well,
his
yeah, of
life.
course.
Same thing with like Elizabeth Taylor. Like, so I don't know what they're gonna do. They have to cut certain things out because some people they can't use their likeness.
That's
So he knew a
true.
lot of celebrities. He was friends with Paul McCartney at one point. He had beef with Paul McCartney. Prince. Like, they're not gonna put Prince in it because they never really met. I think there was like one on stage thing with James Brown, but I don't know. I just hope they continue with it. Like they
Yeah.
just do his best hits, like his process of writing it, his process of recording it. My whole entire theater when they did the Thriller, like they're like, like when it zooms in on him, like when they do like
Yep.
the shot, like everybody gasped. I did. I was like, oh my god, like it's
It was
just
special.
it's so special, and showing like the behind the scenes, like because you thought, oh, we're just about to see Jafar Jackson redoing Thriller, and he's like, no, wait a second, and it shows like his process. So good.
I also love seeing this, the fact that it's another movie that proves the journalists and the media, right? They are extremely biased and they didn't want this to just be entertainment. Now, I get that there are some figures out there, right, that you obviously can't do stories of without acknowledging and addressing things that they've done. But in this case, this was like an origin story for the King of Pop. So, of course, for this legendary person at the in his early days, that's not what they're going to be talking about. It's like, what do they want them to fast forward at the end just to acknowledge that? But that kind of is what these people wanted.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and if you want, I'll share. I have a critic list up. This is real people, not critics. Maybe some critics snuck in the critic list, but this was just the review of people like us that went to go see the movie.
whew,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's a sweep. That's good.
absolutely. And I was on a stream with Blaine, who created Critic List, the owner of it. We reviewed it, and he said that this was the first time that like when this dropped, because we reviewed it 2 days after, it was it went like in the purple, which is middle, and then all the way up because it was still people still like reviewing it. Um, that I think he said that that was the first time that's happened on here with a movie that it just like shot up that fast.
Yeah. What's I'm curious, what's Project Hail Mary at?
Project Hail Mary on this is probably pretty high. Let's see. I don't think
Yes.
I
I
reviewed that one on here.
loved Project.
I have to oops. I have to review that one. Project
It
where
was
oh,
so good. I loved it.
there it is. It was. I need to review it on here. I actually didn't.
Swing!
Yep. Another good one. 88.
Easy
Pretty much the same.
peasy. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I gravitated much more to Project Hail Mary than I did Michael. But
Yeah. Well, because people were asking me, they're like, I haven't been to the theaters in a while. Like, should I see Project Hail Mary or Michael? I'm like, it really depends. Like, I'm gonna tell you to see both because
right.
they're both completely different experiences. Like, if you're a huge Michael Jackson fan, go see it. That's something like Project Hail Mary was great. I was happy to see it in theaters. It's obviously better in theaters, but like Michael, I feel like, especially again, if you're a fan, you need to see that in theaters. If you can't get to a theater to see Project Hail Mary and you wait for it to hit streaming, you're still gonna love it. You'll still love Michael too, but because of the music, I'm like, that really you need to see it in theaters. It was like a
Yeah, see, for
concert.
me, like I would easily tell people it would depend, but like for me, I would recommend Project Hail Mary because I feel that but that's because I gravitate more towards sci-fi.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm always going to gravitate more towards things like fantasy or action and whatnot. But Michael is like you said, it's just it's good. It's interesting. It is entertaining, which is what entertainment ultimately should be.
Yeah.
It's
That's what
for
I'm saying.
sure.
This has been a great year so far. Just between like you could even remove if you're not a Mario fan, whatever, you could remove that between Project Hail Mary and Michael. I'm happy with this year already. Like if we don't get any more bangers, whatever.
Yeah, and I am a nerd, so
Yeah.
like I think everybody assumed what my take was gonna be. So
No, that makes sense. I'm a music person. Like people ask, I don't even really have a favorite genre. I just
yeah.
really love music. So I don't know if I can say that I liked Michael more than Project Hail Mary because it's just two different experiences for me. But maybe, but not like they're so close. Like I say, Michael's like 100, then Project Hail Mary's like 99.9. Like it's just, like, right there. They're both 100 for me, but you know what I mean? Like they're just
Yeah.
so close, so close.
Yeah, for sure, but I guess we'll see if we get any more news about a sequel. This also could be something that just doesn't end up getting a sequel. Their plan is to make one, but it took them so long to make this first one that sure, they probably want to make money off a sequel, but it might not be that easy for them to make, and then, things could fall apart behind the scenes creatively. So, yeah, that was like our, I guess, mini like movie review this week, guys. We just want I know Wicked really wanted to talk about Michael, so I
Yeah.
figured, you know what? Let's just do that. But yeah, all right, guys, it's almost time to wrap up the stream. Geezer, thank you for the 5. Wicked, did they do anything related to the Thriller album slash song?
Yes.
They did.
They focused heavily on it.
Yes. And Corey, thank you for the 2. Ryan Gosling is Michael Jackson and MJ2. No. Great actor, though.
Yes.
I think Ryan
Yes. We love
Gosling's very
Ryan.
special.
Yes.
And Alizan, thank you for the 2. You think he was innocent, 100% guilty. For me, I don't know about everything that's been debunked and addressed. I do think that there are some pieces of information and story out there that do seem very suspicious. I don't think that maybe he was 100% innocent, but I also don't know if I feel confident enough to say he was 100% guilty. But I'm also not a Michael Jackson expert. And
Yeah.
so,
And since it's not my channel, I'll be quiet.
Wicked. What could you possibly say that I wouldn't say, or terminology or words I would use that I wouldn't say? But
No, yeah,
I do get it.
But no, I've done enough deep diving to disagree 100% with that super chat.
Wicked, hashtag change my mind.
You can't.
And Rusty, thank you for the 10. Great show, ladies. I enjoy the format and dynamic between you two. We just,
Thanks, Rusty.
That's basically it. But thank you for your support. Much appreciated. So, Wicked, what do you have going on? What's new with you? And what are your plans?
Just gaming. I've got tomorrow I'll be on the Drunk 3PO channel for the midday mixer. And then Saturday is always saucy. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing more Mouse PI, gaming also on Friday, some Mario Kart with Patreon members. It's gonna be a fun week.
Nice. And guys, I, of course, have my second channel, Varadark Reviews. I did put up my Mouse PI for hire review yesterday, so make sure to check that out and go and subscribe there. We are over 6K now, which is great. All of Wicked's links are in the description, and we do Vera Virtue Show every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Next week, we'll be live on her channel, and I am not going to be doing a video game live stream tomorrow. I had mentioned it yesterday during stream, and I'll mention it one more time, but next time I do a video game stream, which I think will be on Saturday, will be more Soros, which is cool. It's been interesting so far. I think that it does have a couple of problems with some of the controls, but we were getting a little bit more used to it when we were streaming it. But yeah, that's what's going on. All of Wicked's links are in the description. And of course, exclamation Wicked. And then all of her links are being put in chat. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here the past few hours. Thank you so much for your donations, for your support, for hanging out, and for stopping by. And have a great rest of your evening, everyone.
Bye.